Okay guys, in previous video I was trying to provide explanations, continue with Sigmund Freud's explanation, bringing in some defense mechanisms and how they work. If you remember in my previous video, I tried to introduce that assumption that they say that a lot of childhood experiences affect us, and we most times try to suppress them in our minds. Internal conflicts, our thoughts in our subconscious. Imagine somebody that is hungry and doesn't want to say it. That's why this school of thought, Sigmund Freud, doesn't believe that it's a slip of tongue. You hear something like, please, can I see your food? Sorry, your book, right? When it's done this way, you understand that the person could be hungry, right? When you try to make a person a friend and the thing is not working out, or you wouldn't know the person, this is the personality, right? Why? Sigmund Freud will tell you, perhaps childhood experiences. Perhaps the person has suffered a lot of rejections when he was growing up as a child, and cannot trust anybody anymore, and doesn't want to cope or engage in such disappointments, trying to warm up with somebody that will later reject or dismiss him or her. So these are explanations internally that conflict our that result to how we behave. Sometimes you see some people that when you just hold their hand, they are very aggressive. So aggressive that you be like, what happened? Via childhood experiences, such persons might have had some harsh experiences like too much maltreatment or even rape. All of those things might have taken place as they were growing up. And trust me, when you see them in their young adult and everything, these things manifest in our personality. So when you see persons that say, oh, come on, I prefer to work with boys. Okay, I prefer my fellow man. I don't want to go for girls. Girls are these. Perhaps childhood experiences. A woman might have caused a trauma. All of those things, and these things in our subconscious are there. And according to this school of thought, they manifest through defense mechanisms. Individuals have this internal desire that have suppressed. Oh, I have sexual passion for children, and it's very bad. The society frown at it. That is pedophilia. What do? They silence it. And how does this kind of things in the subconscious manifest sometimes? That's what we are going to be talking about. I want to steal that meat. I want to steal that watch. And the society is against it. What do? They suppress it, and these things manifest somehow. And we are going to start with that one. For example, you want to steal that thing. The first one we're talking about is projection. When individuals attribute their internal desires, internal and undesirable desires, to another person. That is projection, right? So when you hear a person telling you, oh, imagine you see your life, it's because you are jealous. Perhaps they're the one jealous about you, right? So come on, why are you looking at her that way, right? Do you want to make it out your eyes? They might be losing about that girl, for example, right? But they were pushing it to another person. Come on, that is mommy's money. This one you're looking at that money, don't steal it, right? So that kind of thing, that is projection. You wouldn't know this is something they are struggling with. We have reaction formation as second one. In reaction formation, individuals try to play down something they desire that they couldn't have. They try to play it down that they never wanted it or it never mattered. In fact, that thing was not worth having. So that moment you have tried that girl and she didn't want and every other thing, you be like, hey, come on. I never wanted her. She's ugly. She has a big mouth. Those kind of thing, right? That is reaction formation in action. That moment At a point, this former Liverpool coach said he would never be a coach to Chelsea, because Chelsea was a big pride as of then, and Mourinho was in charge and riding very high, and everybody jealous. And okay, he never knew that one day he will come back and have his own chance. But he gave us the impression that he rather resign or quit coaching than coach Chelsea. Rafael Benitez, if you guys can remember, later even came and I think he won even a Euro, right? Okay, so that is reaction formation in action. We have repression. This is when the internal desires are repressed or suppressed inside. You don't want it to come out. You just fix it in. Then we have regression. Regression is acting in earlier childhood experiences, acting in earlier childhood stages, not experiences, childhood stages. So that moment you are 3 years and you are crying, "Mommy, I'm a big boy, I'm this, I'm that." You're already a big boy, right? But immediately they gave birth to your younger sister. You refuse to do the whole big boy because you felt the whole love and care is now going to the small one that has come, and now you want your mommy to carry you. You know, you are past that level. Come on. Okay, so you imagine that moment you are in school and the whole stress and you start feeling homesick. Okay, that is that regression. When you start acting petty and baby, okay, looking for somebody to pet you because of some little experiences, and that is regression, going back to those earlier childhood stages that you are past, right? So we have what again? Denial. This one is just straight denying it never happened. You know that moment somebody dies and in fact you have not come to terms to believe that it happened. You don't even want to believe it. That is denial. There's another important one: rationalization. You know, when you hear I'm going to become an army, right? I'm going to become a soldier. I'm glad, and you are packing your bags and you are going. And the first week, I think maybe you enjoy yourself. I don't know, but the main thing is that you are now in the cantonment and the army camp, and you're training as an army man, as a soldier has started. And in the first time, you are given to run the distance for 5 hours, and you come back, you're expected to do press up for 100 times and do it in the morning, afternoon, night. In the evening you come out again, you run and the same, and you carry blocks and you do this. And are you for real? Really? It's what I'm going to be doing? Like the reality is dawning on you, and at this point you be like, you know, on a real sense, you know you are doomed. Let me use that word. Like you are in big trouble. This is your real reality, but you have to repress it, and you have to be like, these people will be angry, they will be, in fact, they may even punish me if they know that I'm feeling this way. So how do you console yourself in this situation? People use defense mechanism. That's one I call rationalization. So that time you are saying, anyways, thank God I'm doing it. I'll have muscle, I'll have 6 packs, I'll have strength. You see how you are rationalizing and trying to make sense of your woes. This is a big trouble. You know that moment you don't have food anymore, you don't have money to purchase anything, and you are starving, and all of a sudden you convert it. You know what I mean, right? Fasting. And again, some will not say it's fasting, some will tell you, at least I will slim down, I will have better shape. Oh, come on. This is rationalization, defense mechanism. And again, we have the one we call displacement. Displacement, we often see it in our lives. When that moment you are transferring aggression to something you can beat, or to something or someone you can beat. Oh, you just break the pen, or you just hit the table, or you just hit the wall, or you push the whole aggression to your friend. Come on, it was your lecturer. Come on, it was your parents. For crying out loud, your father, it was the manager in the company, not the wife, right? And he comes back and he nag at everyone. Why? Because of the frustration from higher power. So displacement occurs when you take out your frustration on objects or persons that are lower, right? That displacement. Then we have sublimation. Sublimation is, in fact, direct opposite. Big time direct opposite. I know why I'm using that word. You know, we in science we talked about types of changes, evaporation, solidification, and all of those things. So imagine that moment that a solid did not melt to become liquid before evaporating to gas, but the solid just straight gaseous state. You know, ice block can do that, right? So that's what we call sublimation. Now, how is it used in defense mechanism? When you go opposite of your desire. Now, for example, an individual like I used initially that has pedophilia, you have this sexual erotic passion or interest on children. Sure, you know, the society in general frowns at it, right? Instead of trying to fulfill all this, your negative, or satisfy this, or gratify these negative, undesired interests, what do? You become a pediatric doctor. Yeah, you become a pediatric doctor, and from there, your goal in life to give back to the society, contribute to society, is to protect the children, every child, to make them life better and everything. And that's how you express your love, not knowing that it was your, all of those things, that was your motivation, right? He or she is not going to at any point molest any child, but this is how they build their career through their undesired this thing and turn it to a positive thing that will benefit the society. That is sublimation in action. So this is defense mechanism according to Sigmund Freud. And you remember we have talked about psychology of personality here now according to Sigmund Freud, where we talked about the psychosexual theory, highlighting the oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital stages and their fixations and how they manifest in your personality in the adulthood. Remember, we're talking about personality. And we also use this three metaphorical components of human personality, the id, ego, and the superego, highlighting how someone who is high on id will have some personality that is very immoral, the grabbers, the rapists, the armed robbers, the suicide bombers. Then you have the ego, who are the civil servants and teachers and want to law abiding and trying to moderation of everything in their personality. Then you have super egos that are also at the other extreme, very moral, the imams, the pastors, the preachers that are always on your television and your radio stations. That is what that one explained. And we also highlighted how defense mechanisms also manifest in our personality. So please do like and share. We have a lot to already in the channel, and we have a lot to give you as you work with us in this channel. Thank you, and God bless you.